Do you ever wonder why some people rise to become legends, while others fade into obscurity? Is it because they were born with extraordinary abilities, or were destined for greatness? Well, that's just a bunch of bull. Because believe it or not, sometimes the most powerful legends are forged in the fires of pain. So get ready to witness the astonishing truth behind motivation. Pain shapes legends. You all know the saying, it takes a village to raise a child. But did you know that it also takes a village to create a legend? You see, from ancient times until now, legends have been made by ordinary people like you and me who grew up in ordinary places. Take the famous boxer Muhammad Ali, for instance. He wasn't born into wealth or privilege, but he grew up in a community that valued hard work, discipline, and resilience. These values were instilled in him from an early age and became the foundation for his legendary status. Or consider the story of Helen Keller, who was born into a loving family that provided her with the support and resources she needed to overcome her disabilities and become one of the most influential advocates for the disabled ever. Her motivation was shaped by her family's unwavering belief in her potential. Pain is often seen as a weakness, something to be avoided at all costs. But in reality, pain is what makes us human. It's the driving force behind our greatest achievements and the fuel that powers our determination. When we experience pain, our brains release chemicals called endorphins that trigger the release of adrenaline and cortisol, which triggers the fight or flight response. This is our body's way of preparing us to take action and overcome whatever obstacle is in our way. And when we face our pain and use it as fuel, we become stronger, more resilient, and more determined. We learn to dig deep inside ourselves and find the strength we never knew we had, and become more focused, more disciplined, and more motivated to achieve our goals. That's why they say the obstacle is the path. Embrace your pain and let it be your motivation to become the legend you're meant to be. One of the most important aspects of understanding motivation is grasping the concept of intrinsic versus extrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation refers to the desire to engage in activities for their inherent satisfaction and pleasure, whereas extrinsic motivation refers to the desire to engage in activities based on external rewards or punishments. For example, playing a sport for the joy of the game itself would be an example of intrinsic motivation, while playing the same sport solely to avoid your coach's wrath would be an example of extrinsic motivation. There's no clear-cut answer as to which type of motivation is more powerful. But what is clear is that a combination of both can lead to the creation of legends. Take the world-renowned chef Gordon Ramsay, for instance. His passion for cooking was his intrinsic motivation, the love of the game. But his fear of letting down his customers was his extrinsic motivation, the avoidance of punishment. By combining these two types of motivation, he was able to push himself and his team to create innovative and delicious dishes that earned him multiple Michelin stars and global recognition. Another key factor in understanding motivation is the role of our environment. Our surroundings, relationships, and cultural norms all play a part in shaping our desires and goals. You see, we are social creatures by nature, and our environment has a profound impact on our behavior and motivation. Growing up in a supportive and encouraging environment can foster a sense of self-efficacy and belief in one's ability to succeed. This can be a powerful motivator for achieving one's goals. Conversely, growing up in a negative and unsupportive environment can lead to feelings of hopelessness and despair, which can be paralyzing and make it difficult to take action. Take the late Steve Jobs, for example. He was adopted at birth and grew up in a loving but dysfunctional environment. Despite the challenges he faced, he was able to find inspiration in the creativity and innovation of the counterculture movement of the 1960s and 70s. This environment nurtured his passion for technology and design, which eventually led him to co-found Apple and change the world forever. Now here's the million-dollar question. How can we harness the power of pain and create legends in our own right? First and foremost, we must understand that pain is inevitable. No matter how hard we try to avoid it, pain will always be a part of the human experience. The key is to embrace it and use it to our advantage. We can start by setting clear and achievable goals for ourselves and breaking them down into smaller, manageable steps. This will give us a sense of direction and purpose, which will help us push through the inevitable pain and setbacks that come with pursuing our goals. Remember, Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither were the legends. They put in the reps and paid the price. So don't expect to become a legend overnight. Be patient and persistent in your efforts, and the results will come. Another thing that can help us harness the power of pain is finding a mentor or role model who has achieved similar goals that we have. By studying their journey and learning from their experiences, we can gain valuable insights and tips that can help us navigate the challenges that lie ahead. We can also find inspiration in the stories of other people who have overcome adversity and achieved greatness. Remember, you're not alone in this journey. There are countless others who have faced similar pain and emerged victorious. Reach out to your support system, lean on your friends and family, and don't be afraid to ask for help when needed. And finally, celebrate your successes along the way. It's important to acknowledge and celebrate our achievements, no matter how small they may seem us. This will help us stay motivated and maintain a positive mindset even when faced with challenges. By following these tips and embracing the power of pain, we can set ourselves on the path to greatness and become the legends we were meant to be. Now, we all know the phrase where there's smoke, there's fire. But when it comes to the world of motivation, there's actually more to it than meets the eye. You see, often what appears to be a lack of motivation is actually a sign of something deeper going on. It could be a symptom of burnout, depression, anxiety, or a lack of clarity or direction in life. It's essential to understand that these issues are not signs of weakness, but rather indicators that we need to take a step back and address the underlying causes. Burnout, for instance, is a state of physical, mental, or emotional exhaustion that can result from prolonged exposure to chronic stress. Depression and anxiety can also contribute to feelings of apathy and lack of motivation. Similarly, a lack of clarity or direction in life can lead to a sense of pointlessness and make it difficult to get started on tasks or goals. However, instead of ignoring these signs or allowing them to define us, we can choose to view them as opportunities for growth and self-discovery. Burnout, for example, can be a wake-up call to reevaluate our priorities and make changes to reduce stress and improve our work-life balance. Depression and anxiety can be addressed through therapy, medication, or other forms of support, allowing us to tap into our full potential. A lack of clarity or direction in life can be an opportunity to explore different interests and values, leading us to discover new passions and purposes. By embracing these challenges and working through them, we can emerge with a deeper understanding of ourselves and a renewed sense of motivation and direction. In conclusion, motivation is a complex and multifaceted phenomenon that can be influenced by a wide range of factors. While pain can be a powerful motivator, it's essential to recognize that it's not the only factor that shapes our desires and goals. Our environment, relationships, and personal circumstances all play a role in influencing what drives us and what we aspire to achieve. Understanding the different types of motivation and the factors that influence them can help us cultivate a deeper sense of self-awareness and personal growth. Whether it's the pain of loss that drives us to succeed or the joy of accomplishment that keeps us going, our motivations are what propel us forward and shape our lives. So take the time to explore what drives you, what makes you tick, and what you want to achieve in life. Embrace the power of pain and use it to fuel your journey towards greatness. Thank you for watching.